Now, years ago, my good friend Billy, we were riding together with a group with much larger bikes. I think they all had 1,000cc bikes. He wanted to try this bike, and we switched bikes. And when he got done doing his little ride, he said, "Wendy, this thing is a sleeper." Oh, he couldn't believe it. He was so happy. And I said, I never thought of it that way, but I always thought of the Woody Allen movie as a sleeper. Anyway, I think of it as Sleeping Beauty. And by the way, you could watch this in 4K, just adjust your device. Now it seems like it was only yesterday we were sweating in the summer and wearing summer riding gear and coming home soaking wet. No more. And it's time to really break out the heavy duty riding gear for the winter. This morning was the coldest it's been yet this year, and it is really cold out there. I still want to get a ride though, and the secret is an extra cup of coffee. Now on a day like today, I'm so glad I invested in some good, high quality, cold weather riding gear. So important today. So I pre-flighted the bike, and the last thing I do is always check the weather, because this time of year it can be very variable, and all of a sudden it's pretty nice right now. The sun is out, but it's supposed to get cloudy, and I don't know if it's a chance of what's coming, but that's why we want to get out early. And as the weather gets colder and colder, of course the fish aren't eating much anymore, if at all. And there's no farm chores, so we're able to get out early and really enjoy this cold weather. It's going to be a good day today. I'm running away from home. I'm a teenager.
I feel the same way.
Now, to be honest, anytime I get on a bike early in the morning like this, I feel like I am running away from home. Maybe it's that extra cup of coffee that gives you that feeling, but time to become Huckleberry Finn here. Now, to me, this bike really is a sleeping beauty, and everywhere I go with it, and wherever we have a meet-up, and I've been to many of them, people always make nice comments about it. Of course, it's in the eye of the beholder, but I always think it's a little understated, just what I was looking for. Still has the look like maybe the factory made it, and confused some people. Now, where this sleeper really comes to life, and this is a very uncanny thing, it has a very strange ability to do this. When the roads are a little bit slippery, and many times if the roads are wet, or if there's a lot of leaves, or if there's salt, this bike, of any bike in my collection, has an uncanny way of dealing with that. Very, very solid feeling on its feet, that as you tip it into a turn, it's as solid and linear as you possibly could ever hope for. And I don't know what combination of things makes that happen. I don't need to know, because it happens. And the little seat cowl that I made, it looks like that's going to be a keeper. We may make a permanent one over the winter. But right now, the Michelin 6 tire in the back is just about as good as I could ever expect. The Sprox sprocket, the gold wheels. It's kind of a sleeper, but maybe as a sleeper, it's just starting to wake up. And this sleeper is perfectly suited for the roads where I like to do most of my riding. And It's in what I call my private little riding area. Not really private, but not a lot of bikes on the road today because it got so cold overnight. And in this cooler weather, when there's not a lot of traffic and certainly not a lot of motorcycles out today, sometimes I feel like I have this whole riding area to myself, and boy, this is a perfect place for me to ride. And the last time I was out with Vlad, we rode this area together, and he had one of his very big exotic bikes, and we were pushing him a little bit, but this bike in the real twisty roads is really exceptional. One of the things makes this bike way above average. The seat is so comfortable for somebody my height and weight. The ergonomics, I didn't even ever have to change the bars or anything on this bike. It was perfect. And it's also a combination of the ergonomics being nice, that fit me anyway. Maybe somebody bigger or smaller, that wouldn't be true. And the fact that it gets such good mileage, it's an exceptional value, and it's not rough on tires. You don't wear out a set of tires every 3,000 miles. It just makes it so much fun to ride. So maybe Billy did coin the phrase that I was looking for many years. And sleeper? I don't know, but in the back of my mind, I still think of that Woody Allen movie, so I don't know if it's a compliment. So years ago when I did the restoration on this bike, I did a full restoration, and it was very intense. It took about 500 hours, consumed basically a full winter of my life. And every part that's black on this bike has been painted with Bentley black. The gold paint I mixed myself using pigment from Amazon. I made those side covers. They're unique to this bike, carbon fiber. That seat piece is an experimental part that we're going to make a real one over the winter. That was just what I did. I made that while I had COVID, and I really couldn't shoot any video realistically. But I wanted to check out the method, and I wanted to check if it was going to be what I wanted ultimately, and it turned out to be fine. Polishing the exhaust, talk about a labor of love. But altogether, when I look back at those 500 hours, worth every one of them. And what's coming up very soon, we're going to have this bike in our collection, and basically when Rob owned it, it kept in my garage and we shared it. We're going to have it for 15 years, very soon. I'm amazed how fast those 15 years went by. Just totally amazed. And this whole restoration, and we started with the bike, I think it was 10 years old when we started, 9 or 10 years old. Pretty plain Jane bike, nothing custom about it. And when I did this restoration, making the little carbon fiber parts, the paintwork, Every one of the little details just exceeded my wildest dream. Every one of them I thought was pretty special, and I'm so glad that my friends seem to appreciate it too. And this has been a great day, but it's time to get back to the farm and have a couple more cups of coffee. Well, for 14 years, this guy has been nothing but a good friend, even through some cold, salty, roaded winters, and especially today. We had a great ride. Hope you enjoyed riding along with us. So, Billy, you call it a sleeper. I call it a sleeping beauty. Maybe we're both right. All I know is this bike has added what a wonderful dimension to my collection. It's always been fun to ride. And guys, thanks so much for watching.